How's it going there, guys? My name is the Ginger Ninja and I'm back again to do another video for you guys. So today all this video is going to be is just I'm going to be going through my classes for competitive league play. Maybe you can get some tips on what I use. Maybe you can ignore what I use completely because you use something better. But anyway, thought this would make a good video for you guys. So on to the first class, which is Capture the Flag Objective class. If you're not familiar with competitive, then there's only 3 game modes in the league play: Capture the Flag, Search and Destroy, and Hardpoint. So these classes are all game mode specific. So the first class is my Objective CTF class, which, as you might expect, lightweight, extreme conditioning and dexterity, along with a submachine gun. My perk 2, I've got toughness, but because it's really the only choice out with these ones. Cold-blooded's not really necessary because you don't see too many player-controlled score streaks. Fast hand's not really necessary because I don't have a secondary weapon. Scavenger, again, not really necessary because generally in competitive you don't stay alive enough. You don't stay alive long enough to need it. I suppose I could use hardwired, but it's not really necessary for me, so it just leaves toughness as the perk that I have to go for. And I've got 2 sensor grenades as well that I just chuck behind me when I'm running the flag, hopefully just to see if there's any enemies behind me, and avoid them if they are. The second class is CTF Defense. As the name suggests, this is purely a defensive class, which is why I've got an assault rifle with the select fire, the FAL with select fire and the quick draw handle. Just sit back in the spawn and just defend it, and just sort of stop the enemy from taking the flag. As you can see, that in the objective class, the perks are pretty similar. The only difference is I'll swap out dexterity on the objective class for flak jacket. I've got extreme conditioning on the defense class at the minute, so that I can run a flag if need be, or chase after someone if they do take the flag. But I do sort of tend to trade in and out between extreme conditioning and tac mask, just so they can't take me off the flag that easily. The third class here is sort of a hybrid class between Hardpoint and S&D. I use the CTF Objective class if I'm running for the hardpoints. But if I'm playing the anchor role, like on slums or something like that, I'll switch to the M8 class, which is running primary gunfighter, flak jacket and tac mask, just so I can sit in the anchor spot and just pick off any enemies that are trying to run in towards the hard point or take me out of the spot, as assault rifles are infinitely better for that role than SMGs are, and the M8 itself is the one that I find pretty good for that particular task. I've got the reflex sight and the quick draw handle on it, just in case any enemy surprises me. That's pretty much the same reason for having the fast mags on as well, just so I don't get caught in the middle of a reload by an enemy running around, because if I was in the anchor spot and he took me out, that is potentially really bad for our team, as they take control of the anchor and get the good spawns and all the rest of it. The fourth class here is a S&D class. This is sort of for attacking and defending, with the lightweight extreme conditioning and the sensor grenades. I've got dead silence on this class purely for the fact that it's sort of necessary for S&D, because as it's played a lot slower, people will tend to be listening in their headsets for players and all the rest of it. I use the Astro A50 headset, so by me running dead silence, it will stop my character from shouting out that he's reloading or throwing grenades or the footsteps and all the rest of it, so hopefully the enemies won't know I'm there until either they have line of sight on me or I kill them first. But the MSMC is the submachine gun that I use on, well, it's not the only submachine gun I'm using at the minute. I used to run the PDW, but after the last patch I just I don't know whether it's just personal preference or whether it's actually any better, but I just prefer the MSMC over the PDW now. The large mag was nice on the PDW, but in competitive there's not really much of a need for those extra 20 rounds in the PDW over the MSMC, So that's sort of why I went with that particular gun. The final class here is an S&D class, but I suppose I could use it for the other two game modes if I really needed to. I've got the dual band sniper on there just for mainly for defense, and it's quite useful on raid as well for attack or defense, because a lot of players don't run cold blooded, so the dual band picks them out quite easily and hopefully get an easy kill on them. By using that, I've picked off quite a few players at the start of raid S&D who are trying to run through the middle of the map or on defending the A-bomb site, so that was the reasoning behind that. And then of course I don't want to get stuck with a sniper in close combat, so I put on overkill and the MSMC just to sort of give me that close quarters firepower if necessary. But in using that, I did have to sacrifice a couple of my perks. As you can see, I'm running fast hands instead of toughness on this class, just because I've got two primary weapons, so the decreased switch time is quite useful. I've also dropped extreme conditioning and one of my sensor grenades to enable me to run the overkill. So as you can see, I've got lightweight, fast hands and dead silence, which are the three optimal perks in my opinion for this type of class in S&D. So that's pretty much my classes for competitive. They don't really change that much. Occasionally I'll change a couple of perks or my tactical grenades or something like that, but generally they stay the same as they are. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.